Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. Second round action in the NCAA women's basketball tournament already underway this afternoon. Coming up here at 4, Ohio State hosts Notre Dame over at the Shot. Coverage on the Fan 2 gets underway at 3:45. The winner moves on to face either Illinois or Vanderbilt in the Sweet 16 down in Fort Worth. Former Buckeye wide receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba is getting paid. JSN signed a 4-year, $168.6 million extension this morning that makes him the highest paid wide receiver in the league. The deal pays $42.15 million a year and has $120 million guaranteed. Creighton head coach Greg McDermott is retiring after 16 seasons at the school. Charlotte is hiring former Cincinnati head coach Wes Miller. This one brought to you by Germain Toyota. For unbeatable service and sales, visit Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road or online germaintoyota.net.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, back at it. Look who's here. The Iceman is back. All park it up and ready for winter. We got, I want to call him like Izzy or Zay. Like, I need to give him, I kind of pride myself on a lot of the nicknames that have been thrown around here over the years. And you're like, I think Izzy's a good one for Isaac. I don't know. What is that? Appropriate? Not appropriate?
See, there's only one person in my life that calls me. He doesn't call me Izzy. He calls me Izzy. It's my Uncle George.
Okay. Shout out to Uncle George.
Georgie boy. Georgie.
The initial facial reaction we got from him
was lame.
He wasn't feeling it.
No.
So I think we're all fizzy.
Okay, so back in the day, way back in the day, all the guys on like either was the Pan American team or something started calling Isaiah Thomas Zeke.
Okay.
But Zeke is more for Ezekiel. It's not for Isaiah.
Right.
But they didn't want to, they thought Isaiah was way too long and formal, so they just started calling him Zeke, and it stuck.
And that's what everybody calls me. All my friends call me Zeke.
Oh, okay, so you're a Zeke.
I am Zeke.
We could change it now if you didn't like it.
No, I like it.
It's better than when he was filling in during for one of the pregame shows during
Maddie
football
called
season.
Him
Isaac.
And I kept calling him Isaac throughout the show. And Fish comes up to me after and goes, "Hey, his name's not Isaac."
And it wasn't like he was like we were talking and he was saying it. He was just referring to me. So it wasn't like I could like quickly say like, it's not actually Isaac. It's also hard to do on the radio. Hey, that's not my name.
I would have preferred for you to do that, honestly. So if I ever do that again,
I hope at this point you don't do that again.
You're way too young for that reference, by the way, that I just threw out there.
Wait, drop it again?
They call me Stacy. You guys don't know.
It's a hit. That's not my name.
Yeah. He just said that's
my name.
They call me Zay. That's not my name.
That's one of those songs.
They call me Izzy. That's not my name.
That's going to live on forever.
That's not in the annoying category. It's just one of those that
I was thinking about some of those while I was off. I don't think that qualifies as an annoying song, but I'm going to roll with Zeke from here on out. But it's good to be back.
You're not Izzy for me, though. I'm kidding. I would not tell you what you don't.
Call me whatever you want.
Don't open up that.
Yeah, you don't want to do that around here.
We had it in a good spot.
You don't want to do that around here. No, I was a little concerned walking back in because when I was off for a little minute, the Buckeye basketball team blessed us a couple weeks ago with that Thursday, Friday, so I was out of there. And then I was out all last week. So shout out to JP, Joshua Perry, and Scotty Vegas for filling in for me. But coming in, you don't know. Like, remember the whole Jamal Adams skit? That happened with the New York Jets where that key card just was not firing.
Swipe away.
And that door was like, I was a little concerned about that.
But I wouldn't be concerned. I would think if it didn't work, I would just say, cool. Turn around, back in the ride.
I ain't got a job.
Say,
cool.
No, not cool. You don't have a job, but somebody screwed up. I was here.
But you know what really warmed my heart more than that? I was walking in to see my guy AR and still seeing the beard, man. The beard is still here. That is warming my soul right now, big dog. And this is, I think this is just your new look.
No.
I think this is a permanent thing that we rock with the entire summer into football season and to infinity and beyond.
You guys,
with this beard.
This is how it started. It started as it's freezing. It's 2 weeks of like horrendous weather. I'm not shaving. This stinks. And then you guys were like, hey, what's going on over there? And I'm like, I don't really know. And then I think it turned to, I said, if Team USA wins the gold, I'll keep it. And then it turned from that to, all right, if the Jackets make the playoffs, I'll keep it. So we're in that. So that's it.
I think baked into some of those things, too, have to be the compliments that you're getting. Because you've been getting a lot.
No,
you've been getting a lot.
Everyone that says something, they go either the pills are working or I just got sick of looking so young.
By my count, I think there was only one text that you've received and one comment that I've heard. I haven't even heard any comments that doesn't work. I think your boy Belch.
He did.
He hit you up and said it is actually making you look older.
A ton.
But
like
I think
20 years.
on the scoreboard right now, this is a landslide that this is your look, man.
Well, I call it a wire-haired terrier, so that's what I'm going to be today. No, it's great to have you back.
Appreciate it, man.
I've realized in watching the tournament that I've come to this realization. When people are so invested in their brackets, like that's where their emotion is. And yes, in their own team, I guess, or the team they want to root for. Or maybe even the team they want to root against. But what I've realized coming off of this weekend, that it's always somebody's fault that a team lost. I have never, ever come back to a Sweet 16 and done the show where somebody has said to me, man, unbelievable. What a great win that team had. It's blame, blame, blame. Whether it's 2 seconds on the clock, 4.3, 6.8, it doesn't matter. They didn't defend, they screwed up, and they lost the game. No one has ever won a game in this tournament.
Don't
as
we
far
do
as
that now?
Twitter goes.
For every sport, I think.
Jeez.
Don't we do that now for everythme?
Sorry.
Twitter. Yeah, good God.
Yeah.
I need the drops. I missed all the drops.
I mean, whether it was Kansas or whether it was, give me another one. There had to be another one in there. Kansas is the one that really jumps to me.
Oh, yeah, you're a KU guy. You know,
what I'm saying is I'm on the other side. I'm on that St. John's won the game, that the guy made an incredible shot. People are like, okay, where's the defense? They couldn't foul. You can't foul there. Yeah. Like, I don't know. What do you want to do? Take a ticky-tack blocking foul and put him on the line? Now, some people say, oh, well, they're never going to call that then. He went with his right hand. Now, I could blame, what's the guy's name? Badunga. Badunga comes over, and he probably could have tried to block the shot, but he was hedging on a guy for a three, and then it was too late. His effort wasn't awesome. I'll give you that. But the shot won the game. And everyone's like, where's the defense? And I'm like, guys, can anybody ever get credit for doing something well? Or is there always somebody to blame?
We just went through this with Bam Adebayo. When he dropped 83, I came in here the next day and I said, I'm just going to try my best to just stay in the moment of positivity and this being something cool. But a lot of the reaction the next day when we came in here and on the national TV shows and all that was the poking the holes in his achievement. And I just think that's just what we do now as fans, no matter what sport we're talking about, is it's always going to be the pointing the finger at something else other than what you're highlighting. It is, hey, this dude just made a great bucket. And I think now in basketball for me too, whether it is college basketball or the NBA, these guys are just so good, man, now offensively, that you can play really good defense in certain situations, and the dude's still going to give you a bucket.
It was the Iowa game. So I knew there were two this weekend that I've been just barking back against. I mean, that's another situation where Bennett Sturts, Iowa's best player. I was best player. I'm got brackets on the blur right now. Who did they play?
Florida. Knocked out Florida, the defending champs.
They gone.
All right. Florida did their best to make sure that Iowa's best player did not get that shot. And what's the first thing? Stop ball. And he bounced it to the corner. Yes, was the guy open? He was.
Yeah.
You could I'm not saying you can't poke holes in certain parts of a lack of execution. And I want to get your opinion on Ohio State and the end of that, because we've gone through the whole week on that. But I came in this weekend after listening and watching and hearing everything, and the only people that are willing to admit that somebody made a play were like the general talking heads on the networks. Like they have to show highlights. But everybody else lost. Everyone else is to blame. And everybody else played horrible defense. What are you doing? How could you give up that shot? You suck. Everybody get fired. Get out.
We run into this, I think, sometimes with Ohio State football as well. Right? You and I come in here on Mondays, and we try to, and I think we do a good job of, hey, these guys over there, too, on the other sideline, they're pretty good players. They're going to make plays every once in a while. It's not always because of Ohio State's doing or undoing, I think, in certain situations. And so the Monday morning quarterbacking is as loud as it's ever been in sports. And I think people, when you talk about the investment, whether it's your alma mater, your bracket, your parlay, whatever it may be, yeah, that type of emotion is going to be cranked up to a high level when you have situations, especially in those two games that you're talking about.
So we'll go over ours. I mean, we didn't get yours because did we? No, you were gone. So you got a free pass now. You can tell anybody I had this perfect. I had that upset. I called that. I mean, you're in a great shape right now.
I really am.
You're like, you know what? I can't prove it, but I really thought this was going to happen.
Take my word for it.
That's right. I really liked Iowa, and I'll tell you what. I was a big Nebraska guy.
How many brackets did you fill out this year?
One.
Just one.
No.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Okay. Zeke, how many did you fill out?
2.
Okay.
For that 2.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know why I lost kind of the zest for it this year. Like, it was one of those that it crept up on me a little bit more, college basketball this year. We're so tied into Ohio State trying to play their way in.
And people were trying to call you out the last couple of years for filling out an extra bracket or something like that. So I don't blame you.
Do I need to defend it again? For the people way in the back.
I just wanted to get my boy going.
For the people way in the back that didn't hear me. The fans set up something a year ago. By the way, I don't know whether this is like the AR rule or not, but we didn't even do a bracket this year. I may have just burned the whole thing down. Training day style. I'm going to burn the whole place down.
Cases on all
and so real quick, you know what? I'll do it next. We'll do it next.
Clock integrity.
Yeah,
Good
clock
job.
integrity.
Good job.
I looked up. I was the point guard. Hey, I got to get a time. We got to get
the commercial. Get a timeout.
And by the way, I heard Jake today, and it was the one thing that he hadn't said yet that was right on. People were banging on him for not calling his timeout. Like, when TCU scored that bucket, they went to the clock.
Yes.
So he got a free TO. And then number 2, if God forbid they can't get that ball in, he's got to have one. Like, no one ever mentions that.
Hey, well, that's why you're here.
That's
why you're here
for the moment. All right, we got a lot to do today. Adam King, 10 TV Sports, will saunter in at 1:30. We'll connect with our guy Ian Fitzsimmons, ESPN Senior NFL Insider, at 2:30. Up next, we'll kind of re-examine Ohio State. Jake was just on the channel here, and he talked about his biggest priority moving forward. We'll let you know what that is next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. I just freaked the hell out of someone. The Fan.
Hey, it's Bo Bishop here. You've heard me talk about High Bank Spirits, but the food is just as good. Brunch worth planning your weekend around. Seasonal dinners perfect for date night or game night. Plus, kids eat half off every Monday. Find menus and locations at highbankco.com. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
Don't miss the Floor Madness outlet sale at Right Rug Flooring. Save up to 80% on truckloads of floors and more, including tiles starting at 19 cents a square foot and a massive selection of laminate, luxury vinyl, and carpet, all drastically reduced. Save up to 80% during the Floor Madness outlet sale at Right Rug Flooring on Poth Road in Whitehall. 24-month special financing is available with approved credit. Hurry, the Floor Madness outlet sale ends March 30th. Dealers welcome.
Right here, right now. Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. If you've opened that energy bill lately and thought there's got to be a better way, there is. Drafty, outdated windows can drain your wallet month after month, letting warm air escape in the winter, cool air leak out in the summer, and forcing your HVAC system to work overtime. Call my guys at Universal Windows Direct. They'll take care of you. Buy 2 windows, you get 2 free, and there's no limits. Plus, 24 months with no payments and no interest. Call 614-502-5220, universalwindowsdirect.com.
Thursday is Red's opening day, and that means free Coney Day at Skyline Chili. Hit your neighborhood Skyline to get a free cheese coney with any beverage purchase all day Thursday. 1 free coney per person per visit at participating Skyline locations.
Things people don't believe in. Little green aliens. Bigfoot. And that Spectrum TV combines all your favorite streaming apps with live TV at no extra cost. But that one is actually true. You get over $100 worth of streaming apps like HBO Max, Hulu, Paramount Plus, Peacock, AMC Plus, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
Working your way through that home projects list? More flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks for all your plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling needs. Call the Waterworks. Trusted and certified plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
At Germain Honda of Dublin, they get it. Nobody grows up dreaming of driving a minivan, but it's hard to argue with unbeatable versatility. Enter the Honda Odyssey, packed with space, comfort, and family-friendly features that make life easier. And if you want efficiency, Germain Honda has you covered with great incentives on hybrid favorites like the CR-V, the Civic, and the Accord. Shop Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road just south of 270 and at GermainHondaofDublin.com.
Is 2026 the year you achieve your health goals? The Good Feet store wants to help. Trade in your bad feet for good feet. We want to help you walk, run, exercise, and play in comfort this year. Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road in Grove City.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or give us a call and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Hey, Timmy, we're in the finals for Pizza Madness.
Oh, Mikey, we've got a classic matchup. We've got Adriaticos taking on Pizza House for all the marbles.
Vote now, pizzamadness.pizza, brought to you by our friends at Billiards Plus.
Yay, pizza.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Partly sunny skies for us today, but chillier. Highs will only get into the mid to upper 40s with breezy winds, and then for tonight, partly cloudy and cold with our lows down into the 20s. For Tuesday, expect a mostly sunny day and warmer with highs getting into the upper 40s to low 50s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Fan, Ohio sports destination. Now you can watch Rothman and Ice.
Go to YouTube and search 97.1 The Fan.
Rothman is wearing the pancake makeup, so you might as well watch. Back to Rothman and Ice.
All right, Ice, big game today.
Big game for the women's basketball team. The madness is here. For Ohio State women's basketball, the Buckeyes face Notre Dame today in the second round of the NCAA tournament. Coverage begins at 3:45 live on the Fan 2, 97.1 HD2, and 1460 AM. Chasing the Championship is presented by Logan Services, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. So check out our guy Tyler Danberger on the call here in a couple hours.
All right, so we'll do our kind of a Sweet 16 analysis coming up top of the hour at 2 o'clock, and I'll give you my Final Four, and I'll tell you whether I would change. I think there's one I would change, but they're all alive, and it's fine. I'm good with it. It was fine. I kind of hedged off. I originally took Michigan to win it all. And when I got out of here, when I had to do my official bracket, I said, you know what? I'm going to err on Arizona.
Okay.
So that's where I am.
I like it.
Duke, I would probably go away. I don't feel that good about them, but they're one of those teams that it doesn't matter how they win as long as they do. And now that Florida's gone, Houston, I feel really good about my Houston pick in the bottom, although they play Illinois, and they can't miss right now. And UConn's dangerous, and Purdue's got their swag going. And Iowa State's playing pretty well without their best player. And Arkansas's got an elite player, and St. John's is a beast. And then you always have Sparty with Izzo. They're always going to be a tough out. And then you got this hot Nebraska team that's playing great D. Tennessee has wowed some people. Bama, nobody had. Iowa was one of those maybe teams, and here they are. And then the biggest surprise of the tournament is Texas right now, first 4 team that has advanced.
My favorite player to watch right now is Acuff for Arkansas. Yeah. This dude is an absolute bucket getter with the best of them. It was a fun back and forth in that game with High Point's point guard. He had himself a great day as well. But, yeah, that Arkansas-Arizona matchup with Koa Pete and that crew, and then Acuff and Calipari and his squad, that should be a banger of a game for sure.
All right, give me your, first of all, real fast, the whole bracket thing from the whole bracket fiasco, bracket gate. It was a really simple thing. It was at the Fan, we did something where you go online, it was sponsored, you fill out brackets, and then everyone was like, well, how many can we fill out? And like, well, it says up to 3. And some guys were filling out 3, some weren't, right? I think Bo had done 3 one year, and a couple other people had done it. Yeah. And I thought, all right, I'll do 3 just to have something to root for. And then I went up to Scotty Vegas, who's running it, and he says, all right, make sure you designate to me, though, which one you want in the fan personality bracket. And I told him that's the one, that dude right there, that dude. And I said, and then he comes back to me after, it doesn't work. I can't fix it. It's 3 of them are in there. And then I got fit off like every weekend on the air, and literally every weekend, because he wanted to win it so badly. And he was so afraid he was going to lose to one of my 3 brackets. Every weekend was, Rothman's cheating. How can we allow this? It was like, do you have any other content? Did you find a way to build a show on the weekend other than 3 hours of Why don't you tell us, what's the old phrase? Tell me you want to win desperately without telling me you want to win. That was it. And that was it. And so I guess it was open season on me like all week, every weekend. And I'm like, just get my brackets out of there. So I will never be doing more than one again.
And now here at the Fan, nobody is filling out brackets.
Exactly. He ruined it for everybody. All right. So where are you on dust settling? Ohio, dust is settled. Okay. We're all past it now. Yeah. They didn't get the all-time house money game against Duke, which that's what it would have been. It wouldn't have mattered. Like you would have had your puncher's chance against the big boy. And by the way Siena took them to the wire, like everyone was thinking. So, and then the final play, and then the 15-point deficit at half. They come back, they get the lead, 5 minutes to go. All right, all in one big capsule. Where are you?
So, I know a lot of people were caught up on the last play. I understood what they were trying to do. Clearly, the execution just wasn't there. A lot of times you will see coaches have one of their better players take the ball out of bounds. That way it can be easier for them to get the rock back. I'm not a coach, obviously. Executing that for a full court situation doesn't seem like it was the easiest thing to do. I mean, clearly Jake knew that, TCU's focus was going to be to try to get the ball out of Bruce's hands, and they sent an extra defender over there. You had Mobley kind of closest to us on the camera view. I don't know where the other outlets were for Bruce in that situation. Maybe it was Royal down towards the bottom of the screen, but even if he gets him the rock, does he have enough time to get a shot off? So the last play was clunky for sure. Hearing him talk about what they tried to do, I can understand that, but is that maybe a play that's better executed from the half-court line maybe than a full-court situation? I think what you touched on is really what stuck with me, though, is the hole that they put themselves in early against what we knew was going to be a good defensive team in TCU. Now, they crawled out of it to a certain degree, but
they got the lead. They not only crawled out of it.
100%, right? But in these type of one-and-dones, that's obviously not where you want to be. So I just think the punch to the nose initially from TCU showed itself later in the game, and maybe there's a little too much to overcome there.
Yeah, I mean, Jake said it today. Their lack of execution in the first half really put them behind the 8 ball. But I'm not that guy. I'm not it took so much to climb the mountain that you had nothing once you got over the mountain. Like, I'm not that guy. I'm sorry. That may be naive. I don't know. I just know when you have momentum, this is a game of momentum. And when you have it, these guys are young enough. They're in good enough shape. When they got the lead, that's when we had a ball game. And so I don't view it as, you were down 15, you climbed all the way back, and let's applaud that, and you lost the game.
Yeah,
I think
no moral victory stuff.
But the other thing that I want to do, and I want to be very careful with this, because I think TCU gave them a lot more than they thought they would give them. I do. When Punch was on the bench, that was your time to make hay, and they didn't. In fact, you cannot give up a 25-11 run with their best player on the bench, and that's what happened. Give them all the credit in the world. The adjustments, they came out, they won the first 5 minutes of the half. You're down 11 with 15 to go. You're in a game, and Mobley starts to heat up, and that's what you needed. You're down 10 now, and now you're down 7, and now Royals hits a bank, and now you're down 3, and here you go. You got the game. You feel like you're in good shape. In the final 2 minutes of the game, or the final 5 minutes of the game, they were up. So it was going to be a great game down the stretch. I thought they botched a little bit there, and then Bruce hits that great 3 to answer TCU's 3. Here's where I would disagree. Sometimes I heard Jake say today, we wanted our best player to have the ball in his hands. That's why we had Bruce inbounding the ball so we could get it right back to him on the run. What he miscalculated, and this is where I want to give credit to TCU, is that TCU did what some teams don't do when they can't foul. They don't defend. They do a token defense. They just kind of run. They just sidle you down the court. And whoever that was for TCU rerouted Bruce. He rerouted him. He sealed off the sideline, so Bruce had to cut back to the middle. And with 4.3, it's just not enough. I'm with you. Could he have maybe done a baseball over-the-head pass to Mobley? Maybe. May have gotten picked off. Like, it looks open live when you're watching it, but you forget the distance that ball may have had to travel, and the defender could have picked it off. So I think they miscalculated 2 things. One, where they handed Bruce the ball was a foot over the baseline. They didn't really get him on the run. So the lack of execution that Jake admitted to, that we've run that play, we've practiced that play. People, it's not like, I think in hindsight, and that's where it's perfectly clear, is that you probably would have risked a longer inbounds to do what you said. Either get the option of using that timeout once you get the ball inbound, or get a better chance to get it into the front court and get a better look. That's all. But as far as the season goes, they met my expectation. They did. Could they have played their way off the 8 line? Yeah, they could have. Like you said, another big win, and they're in a 7-10 game, and they're in a better situation. But they lost to a team that then gave Duke all they could handle for a half. In fact, I thought TCU might even pull the upset, and then Duke just did what they do. But, yeah, this is about Maddie, I can't really figure out yet how big of a momentum step this is for the program yet. I want to acknowledge that they cracked the end of the drought on the tournament. That was a big deal for Jake. I think going into the offseason, missing the dance would have been a lot more painful than making it and losing round 1, as much as I know people think that doesn't even matter now because they lost. Well, look at all the other teams that lost. Look at North Carolina blowing a 19-point lead. Look at, and
I think it has to matter to a program that hasn't been to the dance for 3 to 4 years in a row.
Absolutely. Yeah. So now that kind of goes away fairly quickly, only because now it's about what does the next year's team look like? Because you're not bringing this entire team back. So when you talk about momentum, there's kind of momentum in the program. And what momentum in the program means to me is that can you get the fandom and the alum and the big people that matter to continue to invest their emotion, and then the big boys, their financials. And so as far as retention, whether it's there are a couple players on this team that might feel like they're in a really good spot to leverage or decide that how badly do you want me to be a part of this basketball team?
Yeah, no doubt. And one of those is definitely going to be Mobley, and another one's going to be Bynum. I think those 2 guys have to be an absolute focal points of next year's team, and especially when you look at the ascent of Mobley and his game over the first 2 years and what that could look like, but Bynum specifically, right? He's shown those flashes of crashing the boards, helping out on offense and doing things in other areas of the floor. But the big one for me, honestly, too, is the portal classes just have to get better. The guys that you're bringing in, right, that you're not recruiting from the high school ranks, those guys that are coming in via the portal, they have to be more productive than what they've been over the last couple of seasons.
We'll examine that with our friend Adam King from 10 TV, who's got his face pressed up against the studio. He can't wait to get in here. He's going to have to clean that windshield off at some point. We're going to make him do that. He's next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Dr. Mark Levy can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring. Sleep better. Live better.
Common Man here for Weed Man. I talk to you about Weed Man every year. Why? Simple. Number 1, I use it. Number 2, it works. You want to get those lawn roots thick, baby, because when that happens, they resist weeds, disease, and insects, and they're using top-of-the-line stuff. We're talking golf course quality. Weed Man is locally owned and operated by Corbin and Audrey. They will take care of you. Proud proudly serving Central Ohio and our Dayton friends. Call your local office, 614-733-3747, weedman.com.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, what are we wearing?
Lie detectors. Anytime a lie is detected, we get a little shock.
All right, let's try them. So, Pella was rated by homeowners as the leading window brand here in Columbus.
Nothing? Okay. Well, our windows can change the look of your home. Ow. This thing sometimes shocks you when you tell the truth. Ouch. It's okay. I'm having fun.
Get the windows that can change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
Hey, Columbus, big news. For a limited time, get Uber One free for a full year so you could save on food and rides. That's a $96 value on us. Just use code Columbus. Get 1 year of $0 delivery fees, 10% off eligible food and grocery orders, and up to 6% Uber One credits on rides. Sign up for this limited time offer today using code Columbus and save big with Uber One. Offer valid through 3/31/26. Savings and $0 delivery fee on eligible orders and rides only. Fees and terms apply. See app for details. Hey, it's T-Bone again. Listen up. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Dr. Mark Levy's been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results. And now he has an office in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Miss a minute of Rothman and Ice? Check out the podcast.
Type in Rothman and Ice wherever you get your podcasts. Download and subscribe.
Back to Rothman and Ice.
Greenville, South Carolina. I spent a month there one weekend. How was that?
It was beautiful. I was surprised. They're downtown, very nice. It felt like a
Smelts? You had smelts for dinner?
Yeah, I had smelts. It felt like a small Charleston, South Carolina, and that's one of my favorite places in America. So it was a great vibe. They had, I'll tell you this, think about like the size of your car window. They had about 2 car windows on every street that were just these cutout panels, and inside were restaurants that you could get to-go food from. It was unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. There was a hole-in-the-wall Chick-fil-A. It was insane. It was
a walk-up?
A walk-up, but like it's not like, oh, there's a Chick-fil-A restaurant and they have a walk-up window. No. There was no Chick-fil-A restaurant. There was a walk-up window, and somewhere in the back they were making Chick-fil-A. Now, I can't confirm if that was an actual Chick-fil-A or if that was a guy that borrowed the logo, had some leftover sauces, and said, let's see if we can't figure out this chicken recipe.
A cigar and a waffle fry.
Yeah, that's right.
Smoking a pancake.
That's right. But it was...
Bong and a blintz.
And then they had these delicious... You know what a cronut is?
A cronut?
Okay. A cronut.
A cronut.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
A cronut is like a croissant. Can you guys grow up?
I wanted to make sure I heard it correctly.
Let's grow up here, all right? So a croissant and a donut.
Yes.
They get together and they have this delightful thing called a cronut. And they had this cronut walk-up window. I bought 8 of them, and I tried all 8, and they were delicious.
You didn't buy any for the team?
I don't believe in teams. Okay. I don't know about all that.
I like dosants. I don't like cronuts.
Yeah, the other way. I refuse to be generous. I also, last thing about the food, because I was beyond impressed.
Things to do in Greenville, South Carolina. Tourism.
If you're ever down in Greenville, South Carolina, you want to go to, I believe the Swamp Rabbits is their minor league hockey team.
Okay.
They play in the arena that the March Madness was at. And they had this what's like a concourse area that had a restaurant called Swamp Dogs. And they were hot dogs. And I kid you not, I had 4. And they were like loaded hot dogs. One was like a barbecue sandwich on top of a hot dog.
You had 4 of them.
I don't think I'm buying 4.
Is that the foot long?
No, not a foot long.
And then some.
Normal size. I had 4, and here's the best part.
Are you saying you took bites of 4?
No, I ate all 4. I ate all 4.
Is there video
when I
evidence
tell
of
you,
this?
our photographer Grant was concerned about my health.
The glizzy cake.
And when I got them at the stand, I was like, okay, I'll take one of those. And the guy goes, oh, wow. And I said, yeah, I'm getting them for a couple people. And then I walked in, because the guys look at me like I'm a crazy person, but I wanted to try one of each, and they had the Chicago dog, and they had one that was a, what's it with the sauerkraut and the Thousand Island dressing? What's that sandwich? Reuben.
Like a Reuben.
It was a Reuben on a hot dog. They had one with corn and Mexican slaw. It was, oh my gosh, it was the greatest.
I don't think you ate all 4 of these.
I did.
I really don't believe this.
I ate, you know what? You can text those that were there and ask, because I did, and I felt awful after. If you go watch the 11 o'clock news.
Right after, or like, when was the incubation period?
Well, so here's the problem. I had the Chicago dog last, and that was more about the challenge of eating all 4 than about actually enjoying it. And after that, I was like, ugh. This was right about the time that VCU was coming back against North Carolina. I'm watching that, and
And you had the cronut the same day?
No, cronut was next morning.
Okay.
Cronut was next morning. Yeah.
Cronut chaser.
I was hungry again.
All right, well, it sounds like you had a great weekend.
Yeah. Oh, and there was basketball. Yeah. I watched basketball there.
Here's the deal. I enjoyed the coverage.
Thank you.
But I do have a little bit of a disagreement.
No, thank you.
Because I heard in your story that you felt like Bruce deserved the right to have the ball in his hands. I don't know if he's one of their best players. I think that would make sense. But when you said deserved the right, so no matter what?
Well, first of all, thank you for watching. We really appreciate it.
And paid attention.
You did. You listened enough to hear that word. I stand by the thought process more so than anything. And I can't get in the mind of Bruce Thornton. I like him a lot. We talk all the time, but I can't tell you what he thought in that moment. Play the gong.
My goodness.
We talk
not here.
We text every day. No, but
all the time.
This guy.
I was just trying to get a gong, but Cole's
very
not
proud
here.
of you. That's very nice.
There you go.
Oh, man.
But I think that if I was in Bruce Thornton's mind, I have done everything to get this program back to the NCAA tournament. I have carried this program on my back for the past at least 2 seasons, really, 4-year captain. I think when he got that ball, first of all, he gets to control the fate of the team.
Well, to your point, he had just hit a big 3.
He had just hit a big 3.
He had just hit one.
But more than that, he got Ohio State basketball to that moment. He gets to decide if he shoots or passes the ball.
He didn't have a great game.
He did not.
And he had just hit a big 3.
That's because TCU said, we will make everyone else beat us, and we will not allow Bruce Thornton to do a thing.
Let me ask you this. Let's take this to football.
Okay.
So let's say, Michigan game rolls around this year.
Mm-hmm.
We are in the 4th quarter.
Okay.
Jeremiah's got 2 catches for 19 yards.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Game's on the line, 3rd and 6. And hey, he's just not having a day.
Mm-hmm.
Are you calling that play to go to him no matter what because he's the team's best player?
Well, football is a little different because you can't really carry a team. Like Jeremiah can't carry a team because he can't throw the football. He has to have a quarterback that gets in the ball. But absolutely, I'm giving that ball to Jeremiah. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm throwing that ball to
I'm not saying I'm upset if Bruce were the one to get the game-winning shot. I'm not upset about that. It was just that word deserves.
He earned the right to have the ball in his hands in that moment and decide if I'm shooting it or if I'm passing it. Let me tell you something, Rothman. Yeah. This is where I can't tell you what he was thinking, but if I was in that moment, all my life I've dreamed about playing in the NCAA tournament. This is my one game, could be my last chance. I'm shooting that ball. Give me that ball, I'm shooting that ball. I got a chance to be in one shining moment. This is what I've dreamed of. I'm shooting that ball.
I think you guys are best friends, so I don't want to.
We talk a lot.
I don't want to enter into that part of that area. So tell me if I'm overstepping my bounds here.
I don't think you know as well as I do.
I feel I feel if I talk to him every day, which I don't, but if I did, I would think he would be more into advancing than shooting.
Oh, 100%.
Meaning, I want to play another round, no matter how that happens.
I don't disagree. I think you heard that with him in the record. He would much rather have made the NCAA tournament than got the record for all-time leading scorer. Luckily, he got both, but he is not.
That's debatable.
He is not a guy that is out for himself. What I'm saying is, give me the ball. Put me in that moment. Give me Bruce Thornton's career. Yeah. I see John Mobley wide open. You got another season. Give me my moment right here. Boom. Oh, it bricked off. Man, maybe I should have passed it.
I mean, you could have run the same play for Mobley and had Bruce spotting up.
So, in theory, but I think that, and Debor said as much when we talked postgame, I think he was a little surprised at how TCU played it and how much pressure they put on the ball.
That's right.
And that kind of changed everything. I think if you could go back and do it again, the team that I thought perfected what probably should have happened is Iowa when you've got to run that U. Once you can run it, if you're watching on 97.1 The Fan, you could see it, but otherwise YouTube.
I think they know what a U
it's
shaped
it's kind of like a W, but you take half off. If you can get them running towards the basket, you've got to have the momentum going towards the hoop to get anything going. The problem was when you have Bruce inbound back to Bruce, his momentum is halted for a second. And with that, TCU immediately put a guy on the ball. It stops everything, stops momentum. Bruce couldn't see. I mean, he's so covered. The idea is, do you shoot or pass? He's got to shoot because he can't see if there's a pass there available. And also, this is all happening over the course of like 4 seconds. Let's not act like this was a 30-second possession.
No, I think that's probably where a little bit of the miscalculation was, that there wasn't enough time to maybe do a full drive-by. With if they don't get any token pressure, then all of a sudden he's probably fine. He gets over the timeline and maybe gets a look. I don't even know if he has enough time to pass. The problem was where they inbounded it to Tilly, it all moved back towards their basket.
Yeah.
If you watch where Bruce actually gets the ball, it's not a drive-by at the dotted line. It's a foot over the baseline.
Yeah.
And so now he's with 4.3. And then with any kind of pressure, that's what they got. They got what they got. But here we are. So
I'm shooting
in a nutshell.
Ball. What is it, Denzel Washington? I'm leaving here with something.
I think it's pronounced Washington.
Yeah.
We'll sit down with Jamie Foxx. I'm leaving here with something.
I'm leaving here with something. That's me in that moment. I got the ball in my hands. I'm leaving here with something.
And you know what? You're probably aligned, I think, with a lot of star players. Like Bruce is one of the, I think, humble guys.
Right.
No, but a lot of times, I think guys that have reached that level, whether they say it publicly or not, I think are wired the way that you're thinking right there. Where it's like, hey, if we're going down, it's going to be because of me.
I think you guys are talking about more of if we ISO for a guy in the half court, that's fine. But this was a different deal.
But Rothman,
you're trying to get a better
I just think what he's saying, though, I think is how a lot of guys are wired. When you're that good, they have so much confidence in themselves that it's like, we're winning or dying with me.
If he passes off and they don't even get a shot, it's a lot worse.
Look at the guy from Florida last night.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, he was trying to do a drop off in traffic.
And it didn't work.
Yeah.
I mean, but if I'm that guy in Florida, I'm getting mine. Let's go. This is my moment. I'm here.
The kid from
shining moment.
The kid from St. John's did get it.
Exactly.
And
well, that's because Kansas
not nearly as good as Teddy Pendergrass. So
that's because Kansas said, "What if we let one-on-one basketball take place?" There I go. Right up. Boom. Missed the layup, but that's okay. I get the cutaway shot of me crying, the towels over my head. That'll make one shining moment, and that's all we're here to do.
Do you agree with my take, though, that we need to do one shining moment for college football as well?
100%. Okay. Especially if we got a tournament now.
Don't steal from basketball.
I think it'd be welcomed with open arms. Same song, everything.
Same song.
Everything.
Well, I think you got to go up with your own
ball is
song.
kicked, not the ball is tipped.
The ball is kicked.
Exactly.
All right.
A little remix.
Oh, it's going left.
All right, you want to stick around for the bulletin?
I'll stick around for the bulletin.
No choice.
I have no choice.
The Visit coming up this weekend. Emphasis on the. That's next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
A lot has changed in 30 years, but we're still that old shoe that feels worn in and well-loved. And, well, we smell a little, but you've accepted that. The Fan.
Spring is hatching at the Columbus Zoo. Join us April 3rd and 4th for Eggs, Paws, and Claws. Snap a pic with the Easter Bunny, meet Egbert, roll into Shelley's Celebration, and crack the clues in the Explore and Find. It's 2 extra fun days you won't want to miss. Get your discounted tickets at Kroger.
Hey folks, it's Austin Ward here.
And it's Berm from the Austin and Berm Show.
Berm and I have both done Awaken 180, which honestly should tell people something right there.
Right. It tells you that if it can work for you and me, it can work for anybody.
Because neither one of us has exactly been out here living or were living like a fitness influencer.
No, not unless you count fitness fast food tacos in my mouth.
You treated fast food like it was a love language.
I loved it, and I still do.
And look, that's fair, but that's also why Awaken 180 works for people listening right now. You don't have to be perfect. You don't even have to know what you're doing.
No, what you need is a plan. You need someone to help bring you along, and Awaken 180 does that. They tell you what to eat, when to eat, how to eat, and how to make it fit your life.
I lost 50 pounds with Awaken 180, then another 5 in free maintenance.
For me, it was 35. I'm in maintenance, and I'm under 200 pounds for the first time in 25 years.
This isn't just for some tiny group of people who already have it all figured out.
Nope, it works for real people with busy lives who are on the go just like us.
You know, if you're just tired of carrying that weight around, do what we did. It sounds like a lot of people out there can do exactly what Awaken 180 did for us.
Yeah, go to awaken180weightloss.com now.
Tax time is here, folks. That refund's burning a hole in your pocket, or maybe you're just ready for something bigger, tougher, more you? Well, listen up. Capital Ford's got what you need. Get 0% APR financing for up to 60 months on select models. Plus, qualified buyers can defer payments for up to 90 days. Capital Ford has options for everyone. Great rates, flexible terms, and approval power to put you behind the wheel fast. No perfect credit needed. So what are you waiting for? Visit CapitalFordColumbus.com today. See dealer for details. Not all buyers qualify.
Take your shot to save at Great Lakes Hyundai in Columbus or Dublin. Make a basket for extra savings on top of big shot deals on every model from Elantra to Palisade. Go now, Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. See dealer for details. Ends 3/31.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. I've had the privilege of seeing miracles, broken families rebuilt, every crash, every workplace injury, every medical mistake. Fighting back can work. We've gone toe-to-toe with insurance giants, and we've won a lot. Over $30 billion recovered. Size matters. Reputation matters. Results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Forget the pot of gold. Save some green at Coghlan Ford. During Ford Truck Month, take over $13,000 off MSRP, plus no payments until June on select new F-150s. New Bronco Sport or Ranger. Lease for $399 a month for 48 months. Visit CoghlanFord.com. Coghlan has the car for you.
Factory rebates to dealer. 90 days deferred payments. Not all buyers will qualify. Bronco $399 down. Ranger $2,000 down. 7,500 miles per year. 25 cents per mile over. Excludes $250 dock fee. $395 disposition fee at lease. No security deposit. Ends 3/31/26.
One of the things I had decided when I started the company was we were going to build the best window possible. We were going to give the best service possible. And I think we've accomplished that. Our reputation is built on taking care of people and building a great window and then taking care of it afterwards. It's just a darn good window.
Visit Rosati Windows and get 35% off all windows and doors by March 31st.
When you saw your heating bills this winter, did you think this is out of control? The problem is your house is leaking money, and the only thing higher than your heating bills are your cooling bills. Steve here from USA Insulation. Let us fix your energy bill problem for good. If you aren't foam insulated, you really aren't insulated. For $99 a month, interest-free, we'll foam your home and help cut those energy bills. 529-2440 or usainsulation.net.
USA Insulation. If only there was a radio show that constantly talked about Ohio State athletics. Well, good news. It's real, baby. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Buy 4 windows and get 4 free plus an extra 10% off from windownation.com.
All right, Buckeye Bulletin time. Jet Harrison.
Recognize that
the younger
last name.
brother of Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yep.
Is that your little brother? Good-looking kid.
He's Jet with 2 T's or 1?
2 T's.
Okay. I'm here for it.
Like the Jugs machine.
Careful.
Has been named the number 1 player in the country.
I just got it.
In the initial 2028 Rivals rankings.
So this is just what they do.
Well, he's coming in for a visit. And here's the quote, Maddie. You'll love this.
Yeah.
So he's obviously going to consider Ohio State heavily. And it says, Marvin Harrison Jr. previously said his little brother is, quote, much more talented than I ever was at that age.
Okay.
So he's at prep in Philly. And so they like to funnel their guys to the Happy Valley area.
Let me
Go ahead.
Phil
it.
Jet,
what do you got?
I'm sorry, you probably talk to him every day. So
every
go
day
ahead.
of my life.
Continue.
Jet was not afraid when he was here to talk about how much he loved Ohio State and kind of buy into that culture. My biggest question is, if it's funny, if I was worried about another school that's a suitor, I wouldn't be worried about Penn State. You know where I'd be worried about? USF.
That is going to be an interesting thing to see the pull.
Because if Brian Hartline was here, it wouldn't surprise me if Jet Harrison said tomorrow, I'm coming. I'm in. Yeah. He loved, mind you, he was hanging out with, Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson and all those guys at Ohio State's Pro Day. he knows what comes of Zone 6. He's seen it in his own right with his brother. The question is, though, how does this look without Brian Hartline? And how does Cortez Hankton go? Because in order to get Jet, you've got to have Marvin Harrison Jr. and Marvin Harrison Sr. on board. There's no,
what about the third part of the equation?
What?
Straight cash, homie.
You talk about the team and the coordinator and you haven't mentioned.
You play for the name on the front of your jersey. Money's
and the history.
What do you in the rich history of the program? What do you think players are paying? They're getting paid? You guys are getting paid?
Just saying.
Name that movie. Name that movie.
Ooh, hitting AR with a taste of his own medicine here.
Yeah. We are the Millers.
You've seen that,
That's
right?
a good movie, but that specific line.
I use it all the time. You guys are getting paid?
Was that a Jason Sudeikis line?
No, Jason Sudeikis, he pays Jennifer Aniston to be his fake wife. He pays the daughter to be his fake daughter.
Oh,
and then the son
gets
just
bit
doing
by
it
the
for
spider
free.
or whatever.
And he goes, "You guys are getting paid."
I don't think that USF is going to be at the financial level of an Ohio State.
I would agree.
But I do think what you're saying about the future of wide receiver recruiting is very fascinating.
And I am confident in Cortez Hankton. Mind you want to talk about families and how much success they've had. The Hankton family, pretty good string of receivers that they've coached. His brother, a lot of people don't know this, coached Jamar Chase in high school. When you look at it, obviously you go to the New York Giants, who's their star. Hey, it just happened to be coached by Cortez Hankton. Lad McConkey, it's not like he's walking in here
with some dudes.
Yeah,
no doubt. That is a huge deal. In the same way you can sell NFL contracts, right?
Yeah.
Certain guys at certain positions. Look at JSN. That you don't think they're going to be pimping that over there, as they should. That's what you have to do. But Cortez Hankton, I think, has to be ready to step up to that challenge because Hartline was regarded as the guy around the sport, and probably still is, right, in the minds of a lot of people. But I think what we just saw with the Chris Henry coming back or re-engaging again.
That was a big step.
Legend Bay expressing throughout his process how bad he wanted to be here.
What a crazy process that was.
It was honestly sad.
It's awful.
It really was. But that speaks to the belief in Coach Day and his system.
Yeah.
But I do think, obviously, there's a long ways to go to see if that momentum can maintain here at Ohio State at the wide receiver spot, because there's been dude after dude coming through here.
All right, speaking of cash, this is pretty remarkable. I'm glad you guys talked about Ohio State there. So JSN becomes the highest paid non-quarterback pass rusher in the league, $168.6 million. Garrett Wilson, so let me go down the Buckeye list for you. Garrett Wilson, $130 million. Terry McLaurin, $97 million. Marvin Harrison Jr., $35.5.
He's still on a rookie.
Yep. Chris Olave, $19.3.
Still on a rookie.
And is he still on a rookie?
I think so.
Yeah. Wow.
And Emeka, $18.2.
Yeah.
So former Ohio State wide receivers are worth nearly $500 million.
That checks out. That checks out. Goodness gracious. Imagine rolling up, because they're all friends. They're all incredibly close. Imagine rolling up to that dinner or being the server on that tab. Hey, I'm taking care of Marvin Harrison Jr., Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, and Jackson Smith and Jigba. Their check is
standard
$8,000 and they tipped $40,000.
Listen, with 6 guys, it's a standard 20%.
I think if they sit down, I'm going, hey, I just want to let you guys know this restaurant has implemented a 50% tip policy. So if you're okay with that.
Are you an automatic 20%?
Yeah, just because the math's easy.
Okay.
You just take that first number, times it by 2, call it a day. Also, I was a server for a long time.
Soft spot for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
What if you went in for a couple of sandwich and fries, at a sit-down place where your bill is $18? They're still 20%?
They're getting about $4.
Even though they probably endured you for the same amount of time as the person at the elite restaurant?
And as somebody who worked at the Melting Pot for a while, and those bills were always $300.
Where did you work at the Melting Pot?
Easton?
This is not true.
It is. I worked at the Melting Pot for 2 years while I was in college.
Was your boss my friend George?
I don't think his name was my friend George, but it was named George.
That's unbelievable.
That is insane.
How is
that is insane? Are you serious?
Yeah. So you and I are the famous restaurateurs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I worked at the Melting Pot at Easton for a very long time. I also worked at Bravo in Cincinnati. I was
good spot. Good spot.
I was trying to make money to put myself through school. That's what people think. They're like, this kid, No,
what do you have to really do at a fondue place, though?
I got to make the cheese.
The patrons do it all the work.
Well, they make
Here's
the entree.
a pot. Dip this fork in it.
Now, that's fair. But then with the cheese and the chocolate, I got to get it going for you. It was so stressful because...
I'm going to text him right now.
Because you're not just dropping off the Diet Coke.
When did you fire Adam King?
Stop it. He's going to talk about the money laundering. I don't want that out there. It was like you get to the table and you're like, okay, I got to get their Diet Coke. Okay, I got to get their beer. Oh, crap, I got to make their Swiss cheese in front of them. This takes 6 minutes.
How many cheeses were available for
I think there were like 5 cheeses.
Okay.
But you can only get one per
phenomenal.
table.
It's so
you can only
good.
get one per table.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this. I'm a master at making eggs because I worked at the melting pot because I could whip up that cheese
Forget
like
the
nobody.
cheese. It's the sexual chocolate you want later on in the evening.
But see, okay, here's a question. There are people that show up, they just get the chocolate only. That's $20. They walk out and tip me $2. I'm like, well, I made your chocolate in front of you. I lit it on fire, burned my hand for you, and then tell your friend George that he was allowing people around there that did not know how to operate lighters to light things on fire.
I have no idea who that is.
Yeah.
That's the text I just got.
Really?
Congratulations, you and the rest of Columbus.
That's right. I need to see a picture of him. It's been a while.
Yeah, I will.
Show me in the break.
I will. That's amazing. I just got to find out why he fired you. All right, we're going to come back top of the hour. The Sweet 16 analysis. Who do we like now? We'll tell you next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
Just when you thought afternoons couldn't get any dumber.
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you?
Common Man and Tinley.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
Your home for dumb. The Fan.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free in 24 months with no payments or interest, plus $500 off. Restrictions apply. Call 614-502-5220. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
It's a new month and a new reason to visit Germain Honda of Dublin. Right now, take advantage of great low rates on select certified pre-owned models all month long. You'll get the reliability you trust, the value you want, and payments that make sense. And the wait is over. The all-new Honda Prelude has arrived with precision suspension and responsive hybrid performance. Great rates, awesome vehicles. Only at Germain Honda of Dublin. They're on Sawmill Road, just south of 270, or online at GermainHondaofDublin.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If your garage floor has stains, cracks, or even the dreaded bad epoxy job, maybe one you tried to do yourself, maybe one you paid for and it didn't work out, it can make your entire garage look bad. Let's be honest about it. And maybe those botched garage floor coatings that you've had in the past have put you off of ever getting it fixed. Well, my friends, let me tell you, the people at Comer & Cross Concrete Floor Coatings want you to know there is a fix out there. They can make your garage floor gleaming, glistening, look like a new car showroom. You call Comer & Cross at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, and they will come out with their pros, no subcontractors, and install a gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor in just 1 day. Yeah, this floor is guaranteed to never chip, crack, or even show tire lift like epoxy or paint can. Never going to have that problem with Comer & Cross. Call them today, 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. It's that easy. 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, or you go to comercross.com. That's C-O-M-E-R cross.com. Get a new garage floor with Comer & Cross Concrete Floor Coatings today.
Bo Bishop here. Ready to hit the road and make some memories? Then get to RCD RV, Central Ohio's go-to destination for the best deals, unbeatable service, and adventure-ready RVs. Start your journey today at any of their 3 Central Ohio locations or visit online anytime at rcdrv.com.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Save big on varieties of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or Polar Seltzer water. Select packs or buy 3, get 3 free with your card. Limit 12. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years.
I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
When we designed our Columbus Blue Jacket ticket plans, we designed them for fans like you. For fans who want to choose their games and their seats, and fans who need flexibility when their plans change. Columbus Blue Jacket season ticket plans. Get your tickets now at bluejackets.com.
It's never a bad time to fire up the grill. At Billiards Plus, the grilling season never ends. While you're grill shopping, you'll love browsing Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Hi, I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
Day one, the hardest day. The day you hear,
"This is a type of blood cancer."
At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day one. To learn more and get help on any day, visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. We're just 2 hours away from Ohio State women's basketball team hosting Notre Dame in round 2 of the NCAA tournament. Tyler Danberg has the call on the Fan 2 at 3:45. The winner moves on to face either Illinois or Vanderbilt in the Sweet 16 in the Fort Worth region. Former Buckeye wide receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba is getting paid. JSN signing a 4-year, $168.6 million extension this morning. It makes him the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL, $120 million of it guaranteed. Spring training tonight, the Cincinnati Reds taking on the Milwaukee Brewers at 7:40. The Cleveland Guardians facing the Arizona Diamondbacks at 9:40. This one's sponsored by Logan AC Heat and Plumbing Services, the home of fast, friendly services, Logan Services, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and I feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, final hour of the program. We really need a couple more today, but we'll try to jam it through. All right, so Ian Fitzsimmons, 2:30, ESPN senior, not really senior. I don't want to refer to him that way, but he's been a sideline reporter for a long time.
Calling the man old, huh?
I refer to myself that way. All right, so worlds collide. So this is the first week of fantasy hockey playoffs, and it's the first week of fantasy baseball playoffs. So my worlds are colliding. So I've got fantasy hockey quarterfinals, and then baseball. We had our draft last night, and there was a little bit of a storm last night, right? It didn't.
Oh, yeah, the lightning was popping.
So this hasn't happened to me in a long time. Mid-draft, connection goes down.
I knew it.
So now I'm scrambling. 10-team league. I've got time. I'm not picking next, thank God. But I have nobody in my queue, so now I'm really stuck. I would get auto-picked. And I've never had to do this. I scramble to the phone, and let me go on cell, because I'm on Wi-Fi at home, and that's where the connection went down.
Just straight cellular data. We got to do what we got to do.
Old school.
Right. 5G.
Cell.
Yeah.
Yeah, as sad as that sounds. I didn't go landline. So I had to get on there, and I didn't realize this, but when you log on there, you're done on the laptop. Like, even if it came back on the laptop, I wouldn't reconnect. Once you've logged on to another device. So now I'm trying to draft the second half of my team on my phone. And as weird as that sounds to people, it sounds hard. It's hard for me, because I've not done that. I like to see it all laid out. I like to go into the different stats and stolen bases, and it's harder to do that on the phone.
It is.
And it's hard to go into the different categories of the tiers of outfielders and what do you need and what relief pitchers are left. The good news is I was pretty much, I would say, almost midway. Maybe I'd already made 4 or 5 picks. So it would have been a nightmare. If it happened in the beginning, I would have been really scrambling. So you and I debated. You had pick 3. You had pick 3, and I had picked 9. So I took and I went for a bat. I was not going to, if Skeens would have if he would have fell to me at 9, I probably would have taken him. At 9, I
can't go wrong
now
with that.
I was hoping that I would spin back around at 12 and be able to get, or 13 and be able to get him.
He gone.
Wait, no, that would have been 9, 10, 11. That would have been pick 12.
Yeah, he gone.
He was gone by then. So during the break, now we don't have to go over each other. Nobody cares about our fantasy teams.
Right.
But it was funny because I looked at you and you were picking 3rd, and I said, well, I hope you took probably Bobby Witt Jr. or J-Ram. And you said I took Juan Soto. And it's funny, for me, Juan Soto's like, he's good. He's high floor. You're going to get all that. You're going to get a lot. It's going to regress a little bit in stolen bases and all that. But I had this kind of like, And then I told you, said, well, who'd you pick at 9? And I said, I took Ronald Acuna Jr. And you're like, he gets hurt all the time. So the two of us totally bagged on our first picks.
You know what I do sometimes, though, especially in like football or something, in fantasy, if I have a guy or guys available to me that I had the year before, for whatever reason.
Sounds like me.
I like to just get something new on my roster, right? As far as like my first pick goes, because I easily could have rocked with J-Ram again. One of the best players in the game, as we all know. But there was something appealing about having Juan Soto versus guys that I've had in the past, and that's why I went with them. Funny story, you mentioned the storm that came through yesterday. I was thinking about you. I went to the grocery store, and I was like, you know what? You know what I'm feeling tonight? It's a California Pizza Kitchen type of night. And so I'm like, all right, I'm going to crank this thing up at about 8:15, get it going, watching some of the games. I kid you not, man. I put this thing in the oven. About 5 minutes in, the lights start flickering in my apartment. And I'm like, this is not going to happen.
Raw pizza.
This cannot happen. Because we had the windstorms came through like a week ago, whatever that was.
It all works on electric.
Yes.
Yeah, obviously.
And so I'm like, I'm going to have this pizza about 5 minutes in, and my power's going to go out. Because my power went out whenever the crazy windstorm came through for a few hours about a week ago. And so I made it through. And I'm here to tell you, I think the barbecue chicken pizza from CPK is the best frozen pizza in the game right now.
That's a strong take.
I think it's the best one in the game. Look, DiGiorno, Red Baron, I've had them all. But that one right there, when I was eating that last night, I'm like, this barbecue chicken pizza from California Pizza Kitchen, I think is the best frozen pizza in the game. And I didn't think I was going to have it because I thought my power was going out again last night. So you were worried about your draft. I was worried about my barbecue chicken pizza last night.
Oh, man.
I don't know if there's one better in my mind right now.
It's got a very thin, flaky crust that kind of like, kind of crumbs everywhere, if you don't mind that. But if you're a thin crust guy, and I've gone that route now, I mean, I will not turn down deep dish, but mostly if I'm going to like house a large pizza, which I'd always would, then it would always be thin. And I remember when Uno's first came to town years and years and years ago from Chicago, and it was very franchisey in Chicago, but it was still, I thought, very good. And when it came here, they used to have like a 2 for Tuesdays where I would go and get 2 of those.
Of course.
And just destroy them.
Crazy. Yeah.
So you made it.
Barely.
Okay.
But I made it.
Was
Lights
it well done enough?
I like mine a little, not al dente. I was trying to use some. I don't even know if that plays. I don't even know if that plays.
Al dente.
Pasta? Is it al dente like when the noodles are cooked perfect? Like a little under maybe? What's the definition of al dente?
I think that
Look
means,
that up for me.
I mean, it's like pasta that you would cook It wouldn't get all mushy, I don't think.
Okay.
Like, it would be
I don't know why I tried to go to that club in the bag right there.
Right
I don't know. I don't know why I tried to bring that club out right there. But al dente is what I was looking for. So
Zeke's doing a quick fact
to
check.
the tooth is what it means. So that would be
but what does it mean with
slightly chewy bite for the pizza.
That's what I was looking for my crust last night. Al dente.
I've never heard of a pizza be described as al dente. I'll have it. It doesn't play. How would you like your pizza? Al dente.
It was a bad call on me. But yeah, that's what I was looking for. So I like mine a little.
You want spaghetti on your pizza?
It's crunchy.
Oh, my goodness.
Dente pizza.
All right,
Welcome back, Matty Ice.
Where were you on your Final Four prior to you can lie to us.
Well, my Final Four, it consisted of Duke. I did have Florida.
Okay.
So they're out. And I had Michigan coming out, and on the other side, you may not believe me, but I do have Arkansas getting there.
Arkansas getting to the final?
Final Four.
Oh, Final Four.
Yeah.
So who's in your final?
I have Duke, and I have Michigan. So I went chalky.
Michigan.
I went chalky.
Well, listen.
I went chalky.
I mean, the only way chalk backfires is if somebody else has the identical chalk, which they very well could, probably would, and then it puts a little more emphasis on, did you pick the right minor upsets? Did you have the 8-9 game? Did you have the 7-10 game? Right? Or maybe you got lucky and you did take High Point over Wisconsin. Like, then you've got them. But what happens is if you just do very average in the first and second round and you have a very popular Final Four, there's no way you can win.
Remind me of your Final Four again.
Duke, Houston, Michigan, Zona.
Okay. And your natty?
Zona over Duke.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm really not comfortable with Duke right now. I know they look good in the second half against TCU.
Mm-hmm.
They look very shaky. What they're going to need is Gongba's back, right?
Should be.
Yeah, and he's going to get some more rest. So this is the key. They survive, and they're going to get a big player back in the fold, and then all of a sudden, then maybe Duke becomes Duke again. But I'm not really that worried. Arizona's got a ton. Where are you on Illinois and UConn? Because those teams are catching some fire. I'm not that scared of Purdue. I think Purdue's going to have a ceiling. I like the way they're playing. They got enough, but I'm not worried about them like going all the way.
I like Illinois a lot. I like the balances they have up and down their rosters. They got a couple pros, dudes I think that'll be playing in the NBA in the next couple of years. And so that Houston team, you know what you're getting under Kelvin Sampson, year in and year out, tough defense, got some wily vets, if you will, on the offensive end and just up and down that roster, blended in with some really good freshmen as well. So they're very, very complete. And so I love Illinois' offensive balance and what they can do to teams. So that matchup is going to be good on good there. I think I saw Houston was favored by 3 to 4 points somewhere in that window. So Vegas is anticipating a pretty good game.
So Houston, the reason I like Houston more is that Houston can survive when they don't shoot well.
Yep.
Because they play great defense. Illinois has to shoot well, I feel like. Like their offense has to roll for them to be good. This UConn team is one that, as a 2 seed, everyone was discounting.
And real quick, Houston's playing in their own building.
Well, that was, by the way, that was the tiebreaker for me on picking them.
Yeah, that's a huge
that
deal.
should be a big deal for them.
Yeah, no doubt.
Do we believe in Cinderella at all? Is there one? Texas would be the Cinderella, but they're so big branded. No. But as far as seed goes, they would be.
There's no more Cinderellas.
Well, you got to be thrilled then. You probably threw a party.
This.
Look at all these. This looks like, by the way, a lot of this looks like a damn football bracket. Iowa, Texas, Bama, Tennessee, Nebraska. Like, this is crazy.
High Point, I know you were in on them. You had to love that. You were rooting for High Point versus Arkansas, weren't you?
Wisconsin? Oh,
versus Arkansas?
100%.
Yeah, I knew. I figured that.
Absolutely.
I figured that.
Get them out of
I was
there.
like, we can't. A-Cuff's got to keep going through this.
I'm kind of mad we're not going to get, we don't have a true Cinderella.
This is where it should. This is where we should
but
be.
you like a double-digit seed to kind of get through.
This is where we should be.
Yeah. It's strong, man. I'm trying to think if I would change anything right now. And, like, if you gave me the option to switch to St. John's, I'd be very tempted. Very tempted.
They're not beating Duke.
They're beating Duke.
They're not beating Duke. You want to put on a JBC, Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. What do you like?
Oh, I love a Junior Bacon cheeseburger.
You're going to take
Give me a little biggie bag.
You're going to take the points, or you're going to play them straight up?
I'll play them straight up.
All right. You want to do AR's going to laugh. A container of almonds versus a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger?
Boy, you
want
guys.
flavored or you want straight up?
The stakes on this bet are unbelievable.
You want them flavored? How do you
Somebody's
want
going to be down 238.
Habanero or?
JBC's about 5.
Oh, is it that much? Really?
Maybe not 5, but it's up there now.
All right, I'm gonna give you some odds. You think about that. I'm gonna give you some odds on the CBJ because I think the ultimate mental hedge has arrived. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
The only workplace in America to participate in the Doorknob Fart Game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Spring is right around the corner, and we bet you're excited for warmer weather. But as the temperatures rise, make sure your energy bills don't. Keep those cooling costs low with Window Nation's high-quality, energy-efficient products. Simply request a consultation where their experts will visit your home, spot problem areas, and make recommendations. Your customized windows can be installed in a day. Once completed, your home will be shielded from outside hot air while you remain cool and comfortable inside throughout the spring and summer. With Window Nation, your house won't just look great, but you'll also have peace of mind. All of Window Nation's products are backed by a lifetime warranty. In fact, there's no better time to upgrade your home with Window Nation than right now. In March, the more you buy, the more savings you could enjoy, up to 50% off all window styles. And be sure to ask about Window Nation's generous financing options, including $0 down, 0% interest for 60 months, and payments as little as $199 a month. Visit windownation.com today to schedule your free consultation. Once again, that's windownation.com.
Hey folks, it's Austin Ward here.
And it's Berm from the Austin and Berm Show.
Berm and I have both done Awaken 180, which honestly should tell people something right there.
Right. It tells you that if it can work for you and me, it can work for anybody.
Because neither one of us has exactly been out here living or were living like a fitness influencer.
No, not unless you count fitness fast food tacos in my mouth.
You treated fast food like it was a love language.
I loved it and I still do.
And look, that's fair, but that's also why Awaken 180 works for people listening right now. You don't have to be perfect. You don't even have to know what you're doing.
No, what you need is a plan. You need someone to help bring you along, and Awaken 180 does that. They tell you what to eat, when to eat, how to eat, and how to make it fit your life.
I lost 50 pounds with Awaken 180, then another 5 in free maintenance.
For me, it was 35. I'm in maintenance, and I'm under 200 pounds for the first time in 25 years.
This isn't just for some tiny group of people who already have it all figured out.
Nope, it works for real people with busy lives who are on the go just like us.
You know, if you're just tired of carrying that weight around, do what we did. It sounds like a lot of people out there can do exactly what Awaken 180 did for us.
Yeah, go to Awaken180weightloss.com now.
What's bigger than a three-pointer in a clutch play? Saving thousands on a new Lindsay Honda now.
Slam dunk a deal with 0% financing for 72 months on 2025 Honda Pilot and Ridgeline. If you're serious about saving big, now's the time. Want better MPG? Drive a new 2026 Civic Sport, just $199 a month. March is on during the Honda Spring Event. Time to score big.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference.
Visit LindsayHonda.com for details.
Bacon, sausage, egg, cheese, made from scratch biscuits, fresh baked croissants, cinnamon swirl French toast. Hungry? Grab a hot UDF breakfast sandwich made in store for your morning. UDF, mornings made for you.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. I love my Kubota tractor, RTV, and zero-turn I got from Green & Sons, and you can check them out online at greenandsons.com or visit them in store in Mount Sterling or north of Marysville in Raymond for all your Kubota needs.
Each day it seems tougher to make ends meet with rising prices. Vivek Ramaswamy believes if you work hard, you shouldn't have to struggle. That's why he's working to lower costs, putting Ohio families first. Because as a father who just welcomed his third child in February, this fight isn't political, it's personal. Just ask his wife.
Bringing a new baby home puts everything into perspective. I'm Apoorva Ramaswamy. Nothing means more to my husband Vivek than being a father. He knows Ohio families are working hard but falling behind. Like every parent, he wants safe communities, great schools, and a state where hard work means you can afford your home, your groceries, and your future. Vivek is running for governor to give every family a fair shot at a better life. So Ohio's future stays right here.
Lower costs, bigger paychecks, better schools. Vivek Ramaswamy for governor.
Paid for by Vivek Ramaswamy and Rob McCauley for Ohio.
Like a rite of spring, Tee to Green begins Masters Week. Hosted by Skip Mossick, Lifetime Achievement Award winner by the Southern Ohio PGA. It adds a touch of class to the radio station.
Hey, everybody, we're all going to get laid.
Saturday mornings at 9 on The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Partly sunny skies for us today, but chillier. Highs will only get into the mid to upper 40s with breezy winds, and then for tonight, partly cloudy and cold with our lows down into the 20s. For Tuesday, expect a mostly sunny day and warmer with highs getting into the upper 40s to low 50s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
T-Bone and Tybus are everything you want in a delicious breakfast. Lots of empty calories, no nutritional value.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
The Fan. Rothman and Ice present Free Snap Leads.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
That's a tough one for the Jackets. Let's not pretend that Sorokin's not a good goalie, because he is. Jet was amazing last night. He was fantastic. I think we killed off 3 penalties. So the fact that Sorokin, who leads the NHL in shutouts, is not going to go crazy. It's not like they were shut out by a backup goalie. You give up a goal in the first 90 seconds, and that's the only goal of the game. It's a little hard to stomach, but Provorov, it was like a tennis player that goes to the net and got lobbed. He literally got lobbed. And Horvat's a goal scorer. We lacked in faceoffs, and we didn't draw any penalties. We did finally get a goalie interference to go our way, even though, honestly, that one probably shouldn't have of all the ones. But this is a point where I always speak about a mental hedge. And I think we're at that point now. I do with the Jackets. So here's, for people who don't know what that means, I'm going to offer you to buy your happiness or get paid for your sadness. That's a mental hedge, okay? If you're willing to buy your happiness, how you do that is you bet the Jackets right now not to make the playoffs. Okay?
What's the value?
The value right now is minus 340 on them making the playoffs.
Oh, to get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meaning there's the value now is to bet them to not make it.
Correct.
Okay, it's almost, what did I say it was, Zeke, like 2.5 to 1?
It was 2.5 to 1, yep.
So it's 2.5 to 1 for them to not make it.
So Vegas is telling me that I'm allowed to say the 3 most magical words in sports radio.
You did the same thing for the WBC.
I'm just going off what Vegas is telling me to do, Zeke. And they're saying, Matty Ice, print the shirts.
Oh, no.
Print them, baby. Because the Jackets are going to the postseason. That's all I'm hearing.
All right. They do, if the season ended today, you'd be correct.
There we go.
And so they're third in the Metro. I think they're probably a 97, 98 point hockey team. That should definitely get you in. 96 could probably get you in.
Were they 85?
85
right now?
With, 11 to go? So let me go down their schedule real fast.
That T-shirt's going to look so good. It's going to look so good, AR. I'm telling you, man.
Maybe we just turn back the clock to like 2019, like first round isn't enough or whatever.
Oh, yeah. What was that? That T did come out, didn't it?
What was
it was
that
like
one Zeke that had? It was, the goal is not the first round.
Something like that, yes. And I was like, okay.
Probably have in the back of the closet.
Flex on this. Okay. Talk that talk.
All right. So at Philly on Tuesday. All right, I'm going to say win. Montreal on the road. I'll give them a point. Maybe we get that to overtime. San Jose, got to beat them at home. Boston at home. I'll tell you what, since they play Boston, we get Boston twice at home.
The dub.
You going to sweep them, though?
Bring out the broom.
All right, how about this? Maybe you lose the first, but you win the really important one at the end. So you lose that one. Carolina, you're going to play back-to-back. So let's call that 2 points either way. Win one, lose one. Winnipeg, I'll give you a win there. Detroit, that's at Detroit. I'll say L. Buffalo, this is where it gets tricky because you're going on the road. Detroit, Buffalo, Montreal. Don't love that at all. So what I'll do there is, I'll tell you what, I'll really lowball this.
Yeah.
I'll say loss, tie. And so I'll give them a point on that trip. That'd be an awful, but I'm doing that on purpose. and then you come back and you beat Boston, and then Washington you win. Yeah, you're a 97, 98 point hockey team. That gets you in. There's a little bit of a gauntlet in there, but it's.
And only one back-to-back remain? No, 2 back-to-backs. Excuse me if I'm looking at this correctly. That'll be home against San Jose and then home against Boston, and then it looks like at Montreal and then home versus Boston. Yep. So the Buffalo-Montreal back-to-back, that's going to be tough, but then having to come back to Nationwide, that's tough sledding. But look, this team has continued to answer the call. They really have all season long and really figured things out. And we talked a lot about Slick Rick Bowness and him coming in here and getting things aligned, and the guys buying in. So it's been awesome to see them continue to fight, and them getting into the postseason would obviously be a huge deal. And that's what you want with this young core of guys that have been trying to and continue to develop night in and night out, because they need that type of experience for what I think they can be in the years to come.
They've been awesome.
Yeah.
Listen, the Islanders were on a back-to-back too, but they just got drubbed against Montreal. They gave up like 7 goals. I expected them to play better. I expected Sorokin to play better. By the way, he's been really good this year. Outside of that horrible game he just had, and then he obviously shut out the Jackets. Like, he's a 9-13. Like, he's a dude. Very, very good goalie.
Yeah, he's a dude.
And so I'm not going to go crazy that they didn't win that game last night. Jet was awesome. Mm-hmm. Man, was he good last night. So if they continue to do what they're doing, they've been playing pressure-packed hockey for a while now, so this will be nothing new to them. They had to fight last year, almost got in, same thing. Lars told us when they went on that big streak, okay, now you got to do it again, and he was exactly right. And they've almost done it again, and this is where they are. They've earned the right with 11 to go to be called a potential playoff team.
And I've earned the right, according to Vegas.
According to Vegas.
To say the 3 most magical words of sports radio, print the shirt.
Oh, magical is the exact word we're going to put on that.
Oh, the old shirts for a first-round victory is not the goal.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. It's not the goal. It's not the goal, but I mean, what do you do with Rick Bowness at the end of this thing, AR?
I think you do what he wants to do.
Run it back?
No, I think you wait to find out what he wants to do.
That's what he's going to tell him. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Or he might say, I've had a great time working a half a season for all this money. I'm going to go back to my boys on the boat and have a good time. It was great. We made the playoffs.
Wouldn't be mad at that either.
They may say, or he may have gotten a taste of it and he feels good. Mm-hmm. It's about how he feels. And it also depends on what this season does. How much does it scratch the itch to stay in it, or how much does it leave him wanting more?
All fair questions.
We don't know that yet.
I hope it's the latter. I hope it's him being very rejuvenated, obviously, with coaching a sport that he loves, and he's done it for a long time, but also looking at where this team is age-wise and the investment from the front office. I'm sure if he does want to run it back, that'll be a major talking point as well, as how much they want to invest financially and how much draft capital are they willing to give up, yada, 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 all those things that can help build out a team in the future. But, yeah, just as far as what he's been able to do on the move, you cannot help but be very, very impressed with his ability to come in to this moving train or hop on this moving train and get these guys locked in the way that they have. It's one of the better coaching jobs we've seen this year.
It is, and it's one of those where you could admit that they were going to get the bump at the beginning because there were a lot of emotion in this team. They think they're good enough, they believe, and they got their previous coach fired. That's probably how they look at it, because they couldn't seal up games in the third and all that. And then when the new coach comes in, there are a few guys that get a clean slate, no preconceived notion. We got a chance to re-impress, and then the rest of the team says it's now or never. And they went, and to their credit, it's not really the bump. It's after the bump is over, after the initial adrenaline, what do you do then? And they've done a lot to get here. So to wrap it up, if you bet the Jackets to not make the playoffs right now, $100 out of the old Rothman and I slush fund here would get you a profit of $250.
Okay.
100 would get you $350 back, profit $250. If you bet them to make the playoffs, that same $100 gets you $30 in profit.
AKA what? Say it with me, folks.
I'm not saying a word.
The 3 most magical words in sports radio, Zeke. Print the shirts.
That was a soft point. It wasn't a full. Right. All right. All right. Those are your pre-snap reads for today. We're going to come back with our friend Ian Fitzsimmons, sideline reporter, and his favorite team just paid their guy. We'll talk about it next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
If your roof is leaking, you don't need a sales pitch. You need answers. I'm Bill Schmidt with Brothers Roofing and Construction, a local certified contractor helping homeowners across central and southern Ohio solve real problems. No pressure, just honest work done right.
It's never a bad time to fire up the grill. At Billiards Plus, the grilling season never ends. While you're grill shopping, you'll love browsing Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
The nightmare of the cleared drain. Those drain clearing specials from the other guys seem like a great deal until you realize the only thing really going down your drain is your money. At the Waterworks, we mean clean. Our service doesn't just clear your drains, it cleans them too. It's done right the first time, so that nightmare of a drain becomes a dream come true. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call 614-232-2222 to get started.
Common Man here for Jermaine. Everybody's talking about affordability when buying a car these days, but the truth is, GoJermaine.com has a great selection of affordable inventory. Maybe that tax return's going to hit your mailbox pretty soon. Well, go see my friends because they have 300 new cars under 30 grand, over 300 used cars under 20 grand, and it's only at GoJermaine.com. And along with their $1,000 price promise, no one's going to sell you a car for less. Get started at GoJermaine.com.
Aetna was there for me as I was going through a rough medical patch this year. I had peace of mind, which helped with my healing.
Those words from a real Aetna Medicare Advantage member speak to why U.S. News & World Report named us a best Medicare Advantage company. Because we show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when requested. We show up with the latest in online tools for easier access to healthcare. We show up for you. Because that's how healthier happens together. Member feedback has been edited for length and clarity.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony once got Jack Nicklaus to quote the movie Caddyshack, so he's got that going for him.
The last time I saw a mouth like that, I had a hook.
Which is nice. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Let's go while we're young.
Look at this guy, all savage, tanned up probably down in all that nipper juice that he had down in the Caribbean or wherever he was. It's a bar.
Rocking a Speedo. I can see him in the Speedo. I think he can pull that off.
Oh, he was in a hammock, all right. Not sure which one. Fitzy, good to have you back, brother. How's spring break?
Both to your answer there, AR. There you go. Right there, man. I mean, why not? I don't know anybody on the island. So,
That's right.
Hey, you think I care? We let it all hang out. I can finally see my feet again with without a mirror. So I got that going for me.
Good.
There's other appendages I'm still working on, right? I still need the mirror, but yeah, there you go. I mean,
Eric Clapton said it best. After midnight, we're going to let it all hang out.
I don't belong in places like Baker's Bay, man. I really don't. I mean, that's out of my tax bracket, but. When you got good friends that have a lot of coin and a private jet, why not? Right? Let's go.
Whoa. I thought this was just you found an all-inclusive place and I didn't. Okay, so this is its own little island of fun. All right.
It's the same group that owns Yellowstone Club, not the show. And they also had Baker's Bay. I mean, I'm getting way over my skis here, right? Because again, this is a place that I do not belong by any
I'm looking at it.
Of the imagination. And it is insane. One of my best friends from high school, I got shipped off when I was 14 because I was a bad kid. My mom was convinced I would have half of St. Tammany Parish impregnated in the great state of Louisiana by the age of 15. Sent me to Georgetown Preparatory School, not far, right there in downtown D.C., and when we were deemed the worst class, you guys are going to love this. We were deemed in 200 years of high school, we were deemed the worst graduating class in the history of Georgetown Prep. And they kicked out two dudes. One owns half of Oxford, Mississippi, and John Dessler, the last Caucasian corner to ever play in the SEC, by the way. He got booted. A guy named Kevin Plank, you might be familiar with, right? Founder and CEO of Under Armour. He got booted. And then Kevin Crosby was by far, bar none, the biggest screw up in the history of prep. And then it's his house that we will stay at in Baker's Bay. We've done this for years now. It's insane. This is a camaraderie that never dies, and that this is part of the beauty of sports, guys. To tie it all in, because we all played together, we all stayed in touch, right? And it's something that over 35 years we just all get back together again, and it's so for the worst class in the history of one of the most esteemed high schools, which I didn't belong at, also. But even before I had my first class, I had detention because this dude walks up to me. He was a congressman's son. He goes, "Are those cowboy boots?" I went, "Yeah." "Those Wrangler jeans?" "Yeah." "You mean to put one of these boots up your ass?" He goes, "Try it." What did I do?
Tried it.
Yeah, right. And then my mom's like, "Here we go, and we're off." So,
listen, you can't hold an entire class.
About my vacation right there, man. Bam, there it is. Right, the worst class in the history of Georgetown Prep.
You can't hold an entire class responsible for behavior of a few sick, twisted individames, right? For if you do, shouldn't we blame the entire prep school?
Let me tell you something, man. They were so humiliated by us. I mean, I really can't make this up. They were so glad. Like, we have kids going to Alabama. Yeah, you got a problem with that? We got kids going to Ohio State. Yeah, you got a problem with that? We turned out all right. So there you go. Yeah. So that's where I was, and I never. Every year, I'm like, why am I on this trip? And my kids go, "You earned it.
Yep.
Go, have fun."
There it is. Absolutely. So, you're bouncing around on private planes, and a guy now that can probably afford a couple private planes is
JSN.
JSN. Big bag alert coming out of Seattle. 4 years, $168. No shock at all. We talked to you about this throughout the whole process, but now here we are where they're putting their money, out there, and having this guy come in there as a first-round pick and be an absolute dude. Perfect marriage out there in Seattle.
Oh, 100%. And next is going to be Witherspoon, right? Spoon's going to get paid next. But JSN was the priority. And remember, folks, this team is being sold. And John Snyder, their GM, still has carte blanche to do whatever he wants. That's how respected he is. And his top priority, we got to get JSN locked up. And they did. Sam Darnold's will be. And they're proud of Rockwall, Texas, where he played high school. Well, 20 minutes from me, man, where I'm sitting right now. They said he wasn't big enough. They said he wasn't fast enough. Well, Ohio State said, well, we'll take him. And the next thing you know, look at him right now, right? I mean, he is the premier route runner. Contested 50-50 balls, he's exceptional. And I don't talk to my brother about a lot of ball because obviously it's hard having, me being in the national media. But one thing he did say after the NFC Championship game, he's like, "This dude is different out of Ohio State. JSN is just damn different, and he deserves every single penny that he just got because he's that special." And I'm so happy for him also because he's as good off the field as he is on the field. That's what makes him different.
Why did I get rid of the whoopee? Let me ask you this about Ty Simpson. Dan Orlovsky on ESPN he really likes him, thinks he's QB1. And he's not
the only one.
Okay, he's not. I know he's not trying to.
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Oh, you're not that guy.
No,
okay.
not me. But I've talked to a lot of I mean, we're a month away. Like 1 month from today, I'll be in Pittsburgh. Joining you guys from the NFL draft, and I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of GMs that really like him. The one thing is the Bill Parcells quarterback commandments. You don't draft a quarterback in the first round that has not started at least close to 30 games. He's halfway there. He's at 15, right? So
he's got to be like a 3-year starter then.
But his dad is like his dad is a college coach. He grew up around the game. He knows the game. I think he's going in the first round. I think he's immensely talented. He got hurt after that Georgia game, I think 2 weeks later, and that's when you kind of saw his play, descend where it was everything was on the ascend. And he was QB1 after. Remember when Bama beat Georgia at night between the hedges, he had an exceptional game. I mean, you couldn't. I mean, he was like what? Well, I'm going off the top of my head here, guys. Like 25 of 29 for like 280 and 3 tuds, no picks. I mean, it was insane. It was a phenomenal evening. And then a couple weeks later, he gets hurt, and then Indiana in the college football playoff really rocked him and put him out of the game. But he wasn't the same after he got hurt, obviously. So, but he's a gamer. He took the Toradol shots and everything else, just trying to help his team win. But Ty Simpson is a legit first-round pick, and he will make a team happy. I just think, like the Chiefs did with Mahomes, he needs to sit his rookie year and just watch the speed of the game and absorb it.
One of the teams that, people were kind of linking maybe Ty Simpson to were the L.A. Rams. But now that they've made their move and they brought in Trent McDuffie and they only have one remaining first-round pick, Fitzy, do you think that's off the table for the Rams? Like they're just going to go all in with a right-now player versus a project at quarterback like a Ty Simpson?
Man, you know the draft, man. I think there's nothing off the table because, it's you can work 3-team trades, you name it, man. But I would be surprised if the Rams made a move at quarterback right now, at least early in the draft. I think the Jets at 16 are ideal for a guy like Ty Simpson. But going back to Orlovsky's comment, he's not, like I said, he's not alone, but I'm a huge Fernando Mendoza fan. I told you guys a story about one phone call from Bill Musgrave to David Lee, right? And then David Lee to Bill Musgrave, excuse me, got that backwards. Musgrave was the OC at Cal at the time. Guys, fine, David, I'll come down. They were coaches together with the Dallas Cowboys. That's how I know the story. And the next thing you know is it's history, man. I mean, because that one phone call, all of college football and the landscape was changed because Mendoza went from going to Yale to having 2 signing days at his high school, and ends up at Cal to Indiana, and the rest is literally history. But if that one phone call from David Lee to Bill Musgrave doesn't happen, Mendoza is not at Cal, and that means he's not at Indiana. And we aren't talking about him being the number 1 overall pick. As he told me before the national championship game, I'm probably a 6th, 7th, maybe UDFA coming out of Yale. But I was going to prove somebody wrong. And he has that kind of attitude. He can make every throw. He's got the size. He solves defenses like they're puzzles, man. So I still believe Mendoza's QB1, Ty Simpson is QB2.
Yeah, it's great analysis, my man. Welcome back. Good to have you in the fold. We'll talk to you real soon, pal. Have a great rest of the week.
Hey, I sent you a video of my daughter behind the bar at Flanagan's in Park City. Right, that's when you know you got problems. When you've gone home and the owner of the pub is sending you videos of, hey, by the way, your daughter's running our raffle now behind the bar. I mean, that's what the last week and a half was like. I went from Baker's Bay and Speedo, hammock, however you want to call it, to now policing my daughter behind a bar at St. Pat's. It was a hell of a week and a half run, boys. It went for the books.
Cocktails and dreams, my friend. Cocktails and dreams. There are 2 kinds of people in this world, workers and hustlers. She's hustling.
That's it. And all I want is you guys to have that image of my big bloated pasty butt in a hammock There you go. I'll leave you with that one. There it is.
See you, brother. Maddie, the hustlers never work and the workers never hustle. We come back with Tell the Truth, Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If your garage floor has stains, cracks, or even the dreaded bad epoxy job, maybe one you tried to do yourself, maybe one you paid for and it didn't work out, it can make your entire garage look bad. Let's be honest about it. And maybe those botched garage floor coatings that you've had in the past have put you off of ever getting it fixed. Well, my friends, let me tell you, the people at Comer & Cross Concrete Floor Coatings want you to know there is a fix out there. They can make your garage floor gleaming, glistening, look like a new car showroom. You call Comer & Cross at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, and they will come out with their pros, no subcontractors, and install a gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor in just 1 day. Yeah, this floor is guaranteed to never chip, crack, or even show tire lift like epoxy or paint can. Never going to have that problem with Comer & Cross. Call them today, 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. It's that easy. 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, or you go to comercross.com. That's COMER Cross.com. Get a new garage floor with Comer and Cross concrete floor coatings today.
Insurance companies often have a basic strategy: delay, deny, defend. Some try to grind you down, but they have another tremendous weapon, a software called Colossus. They know which attorneys are great and which are not so great. They know who is likely to take the last offer and who will take them by their scalp, kicking and screaming to trial. They know that they have to pay some firms early and fairly. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. The insurance companies have done their homework. Before you hire a lawyer for your injury case, do yours. Visit forthepeople.com and see our settlements and verdicts for cases like yours. We became the largest injury firm in the world for a reason. When you hire the wrong firm, you may be beat before you start. All law firms are not the same. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Forget the pot of gold. Save some green at all 4 Coghlan Kia locations. Get 0% plus no payments for 90 days on select new Kia Sorentos, Sportages, and Tellurides. Or buy a new 2026 Kia K4 for $279 a month. Visit CoghlanKia.com.
Coghlan has the car for you.
0% APR available for 48 months on select in-stock units. 90-day deferred payments. Buy for $279 per month for 84 months at 5.99% APR with approved credit through Kia Finance. See dealer for details. Ends 3/31/26.
Recently, our company softball team lost a big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Dale's a loser. I play to win. Like early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later.
Sound familiar, Dale?
Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. You know, spring cleaning is a thing that happens in the spring. Go figure, it's in the name. But as you're getting rid of some stuff in your house that you no longer need, doesn't work right, or you never should have had in the first place, why don't you add your windows to that list? Yeah, your windows may have bad insulation. That's why they let in the cold air in the winter and the warm air in the summer. Makes your home less energy efficient. It's costing you money every single month. With Window Nation, you get high-quality, energy-efficient products at a great price. All of Window Nation's products are backed by a lifetime warranty, and right now is a great time to upgrade. The more you buy, the more you save in March. Up to 50% off all window styles from Window Nation. Plus, there's great financing options, including $0 down, 0% interest for 60 months, and payments as little as $199 a month. The first step is getting a consultation with Window Nation so they can find the problem areas in your house. I'm going to guess they're near the windows. So schedule that consultation for free today at windownation.com. Once again, that's windownation.com.
Common Man and Timmy.
You don't feel like reaching around and trying to...
Oh, reaching around.
You don't feel like reaching back behind your head.
We all know what that's like, right, Teddy?
Common Man and Timmy Afternoons on the Fan is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Weston Air Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by McDaniel GM Superstore. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
So my buddy SK just sent me a video. He was listening to our interview with Ian Fitzsimmons, who went to Baker's Bay. And I didn't know. I didn't know where. I knew he went to the Bahamas. I thought he just went to a all-inclusive place for spring break. Because when you were off and I was texting with him, hey, he's like, no, I'm going to be out of the country. And so I was like, okay. And I thought he said Bahamas, but I guess he may have said Baker's Bay. So I just looked it up. And my buddy SK just said that he's been there. He went and worked there for LA Golf last spring. And it's a company out of Scottsdale that owns the island, I guess, or owns the place. And he just simply writes, it's where billionaires go on vacation. He goes, I was there and ran, just to name athletes, just Baker Mayfield, Chris Chelios, Wes Walker, just, it was just,
who out there.
So that's where Ian was. He wasn't just some all-inclusive, give me some of that pizza that's been under that heat lamp for an hour. This is amazing.
Elite stuff, like rare air. And look, it's like he was saying, you hang out with
Good
people for years and years. You have those relationships, and people elevate, throughout life. And they say, hey, I like that guy. We work well together. Come on my private jet. We're going to an elite island for a week or weekend. Must be nice. Must be nice.
All right. Zeke, take us home.
All right, you guys just talked about it. Little Fernando Mendoza, Ty Simpson talk. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
There is a QB in the draft this year, other than Mendoza, that will have a real career as a starting quarterback. Ooh. Is that the real truth?
Okay, now when you say real career,
I'm talking
define
multiple.
That for
I'm
us.
talking multiple year starter.
Okay, so we would need 3 or more years as a starter in the league.
Rough. That's rough.
So we're looking at.
You know what I would have said a year ago? I would have said Garrett Nussmeier is going to have a 3-year.
That was your guy? Hey, that was your guy.
Yeah.
A lot of people liked him, too.
Yeah. He had an abdominal injury. I think his evaluation was a little trickier. So he's not a tall guy. He's tall enough. But
So we're picking from the pool of Klubnik and Aller and
Carson Beck.
Carson Beck. Yeah.
Your boy, Diego. Little Diego.
Luke Altmaier.
I don't know if Diego's getting drafted. I don't think he's getting drafted. I think he's a UDFA. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say that I think he was claiming he was like 6 feet tall.
Stop.
And he came in at like 5'9" and 7/8 or something. I always had, are you asking with cleats and a helmet? If you're asking with cleats and a helmet,
I'm 6 foot.
Absolutely. I mean, by the way, and guess where, when I am wearing cleats and a helmet? When I'm playing.
When it matters most.
What do you care how tall I am?
Correct.
Or I'm not?
Fair questions. I'm going to take the under on this.
Yeah.
Like, I hear what Fitzy was saying. I know you guys, referenced the Orlovsky take. I think we force an issue sometimes with quarterbacks around this time of year because it's fun to talk about going into the draft. And look, whatever Dan Orlovsky's seeing on tape from Simpson, whatever. That's what he's seeing. All these other guys, I'm out.
Well, he's asking you. You're basically asking us, take Mendoza off the table. We got to find one guy in this draft who will be a starter for 3 years or more.
And you're giving us Simpson?
Yes.
Yeah, Simpson's in. He's
That's
in.
why I was going to say I'm going to lean into it.
You think Simpson's the real deal?
Real deal and being
Real
a
enough.
3-year starter is real enough for me.
I don't think Ty Simpson's going to start 3 years in the NFL. I don't.
Not good enough or not tall enough or what?
Maybe a combination of both.
I mean, kid was a 5-star kid, waited his turn. All right, let me ask you this. Okay, I think you may be right. Let me see. How many seasons Mac Jones started one season?
At Bama?
No, in the NFL.
I want to say it may have been 2 because they went to the postseason. So I have to imagine he got the job.
He's Mac Jones, isn't he?
Who?
He can run, though.
Mac Jones.
In 2021, he threw for 3,800 yards. 2022, 3,000. 2023, 2,000 again.
I was doing the Mike Jones.
So
we got 3 years is what you're saying?
Yeah. That's my point. We need to ask ourselves one question. Can he be Mac Jones?
Okay, let me ask you this. Who's drafting him in the first round as a quarterback-needy team to be their
Jets.
starter? At 2?
No. They pick again. Am I wrong? I may be way off.
I think they got a lot of picks next year. But you may be right.
Hang on.
You may be right.
No, I may be wrong.
The Jets have 2 once? I don't
maybe
They do. They're at 2 and 16.
Yeah,
so
that's
you're
what
right.
I thought. All right, so it's 16. They would take him. Why couldn't you don't think Pittsburgh would take him at 21? Nah.
And the Jets, they just scooped up Geno. But
they did.
Is that really preventing you from drafting Ty Simpson? Probably not. Probably not. So
what about Arizona? Where are they picking?
Arizona's picking 3rd.
They're not.
Yeah, not too high. No, so he wouldn't be a first round. You said he has to be first round?
I think you identified a good team, though, in the Jets. I can see that.
Arizona's picking 34. Does he last that long? I don't. And the Jets pick again at 33. So let's say Ty Simpson gets out of the first round, which I doubt he will. Then
I don't think he's going in the first.
All right, well then top of the second round, one of the Jets or Arizona will take him right there. 33-34.
I don't even know about that.
Oh, if you're giving me the over-under right now, if we made an old Almond Jr. cheeseburger bet here, and you said the over-under on Ty Simpson is pick 34.5.
You're taking?
I'm taking the under.
Okay, but going back to his question, AR, I don't think Ty Simpson's going to start 3 years in the NFL. I don't see that. So I'm going the under, or I'm out.
Well, that'll make Dan Orlovsky have a bad day.
Hey, Mel Kiper had a bad day last year. Losing his mind. That Shador still on the board.
Shador's starting. So,
The second year, does he get one more? We can't be sure.
True that, as the Browns, because you're a Browns fan over there.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Unfortunately. Ready for the next one here?
Yep.
10 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. This was the final game of Bruce Thornton's career. Did his final game change the way that you looked or perceived his career as a Buckeye?
Nah. His legacy to me is still intact and where it was for me going into that game against TCU. One of the most accomplished players to come through the program.
This wasn't a all-time leading scorer at Ohio State who was a sure NBA star and then laid an egg in the first round of the NCAA. Like, that's not this. This isn't Peterson of Kansas, who you probably needed more from the other night. This is as far as a legacy goes, fairly cemented. Great ball player, physical, good leader, could be a very clutch shooter, could get to his spot. He's cemented. He's not gonna go down. It's weird because he's an all-time leading scorer, but he's not going to go down as one of the all-time greats. So there's a difference there.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Hey, before we go, you miss anything from our show, you can always catch up wherever you get your podcast. All you got to do is type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3. We'll be waiting there for you. Subscribe to the pod as well. Common Man and Timmy coming up next. They'll take you to 6 o'clock.
All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow at high noon. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Catch the latest from the world of Ohio State athletics. Weeknights at 6 on the Buckeye Show. News, special guests, and everything